differences between this type of training and perhaps some other hypnosis trainings that you've taken is the course is designed around teaching you to be credentialed as a professional hypnotist. What I mean by professional hypnotist is someone who is out actively in your community marketing weight loss, smoking cessation, stress reduction as your main bread and butter services. These are the main bread and butter services of any professional hypnotist. There's also sports enhancement, which we will talk about. There's also ancillary programs like forensic hypnosis to recover a lost item. There could be overcoming certain fears and phobias. Most of that would generally fall into the category of a stress reduction. If you advertise for those three, though, in your community, you will get every kind of hypnosis client you could ever imagine. Also, the training is designed around the practical skills that you will use day in and day out that are road tested, that you can teach your staff to do in your absence, and that will work realistically with people who have maybe only heard of you through a referral or through a newspaper advertisement or a television advertisement, or they found you on the web. They know nothing about hypnosis. They know nothing about neurolinguistic programming. All they know is they want to quit smoking, they need to lose weight, they're stressed, they've got fear of public speaking or driving over bridges, or they can't sleep at night. They have some issue like that that they want to work on, and they have come to you because they heard that hypnosis might be able to help them. These are practical skills that allow you to see most clients in and out within an hour in your office. Also, that free you up as much as possible so that you can see a significant client load if you choose to, and do it in a sustainable way. To give you an idea, this office here where we're doing this filming is a 3 treatment room office with a teaching room, a back office, and an administration area. Myself, I have seen as many as 24 people in a day. I think there was one day we might have done 25, but as many as 24 people in a day, all coming in for a 1-hour appointment. Now, how is that possible? I am working multiple treatment rooms. I'm getting people started in one room, going to the next room. And if you look at some of the results on our main center's website, which is bayareahypnosiscenter.com, you will see that we have many, many, many very happy clients. So all of our programs, everything that I teach is about driving results, driving customer satisfaction, and helping you to have the skills in your bones to help yourself. If you're doing this mostly for yourself, your own personal growth, here's what works consistently to get results with yourself. And here, if you want to see clients, we'll work consistently to help you get results with other clients, and do so in a way that's very palatable to companies, organizations where you might go and speak, different people that are just walking in off the street that know nothing about this, and even other colleagues and friends and people that have had some hypnosis experience, or maybe even an unpleasant hypnosis experience in the past with someone else, or they have got that common misconception, which most people will, which is this Hollywood version of hypnosis, that you're under some Svengali mind control of someone else, and what is that all about, and is it really safe? And so we address all of that in the program and give you the basic skills and a condensed down basic playbook so that you have the tools to create the hypnotic experience time and time again. You know how to handle the general problems that can come up along the way in the hypnotic process. Everything from the person being very skeptical to them being a perfectionist, afraid they're not going to do it right, to them being nervous or scared about the hypnotic process, how to put people at ease, how to know who to work with and who not to work with, and how to set it up so that most people from the general public will be able to come in, have a great hypnotic experience, know they were in hypnosis, which is very important for referrals and for the success of your particular program you're doing with them, and be able to do that consistently and confidently, and make it fun and enjoyable so that you can do this for a long period of time. I've been doing hypnosis professionally, one-on-one sessions every single week for the last 16 plus years at this point. We started in 2002, so depending on when you're seeing this film, I've been doing it since then full-time, And in order to do this and see this large volume of clients, you have to get a system that is enjoyable, that works, that takes the stress and pressure off you as the coach or the hypnotist. And whether you're running a coaching practice or a hypnosis practice, this is a skill set that will enable you to do your job more effectively, more efficiently, get much better results, and ultimately make it way more enjoyable and successful for you and for your client. So let's talk about what's in the 3 modules. Module 1 is called the Fundamentals of the Professional Hypnotist. We're going to talk about how to talk about hypnosis, how to introduce hypnosis to an individual or a group, how to bring it into an organization so that it's well received and you start to kind of discharge some of those bugaboos people have about it and feel really comfortable with it, and start to think about how they can actually use it to make their life better. We're going to talk about, of course, the history of hypnosis. Every professional hypnotist should really understand the history of hypnosis, just enough, but I'm going to give you a lot of information on that so you'll have that in your arsenal and in your tool set. We're going to teach you the different applications of hypnosis. These are the different things that you can use hypnosis for. It's not just smoking, weight loss, and stress. It's not just helping with phobias. It's not just helping recover lost objects, which of course is the forensic hypnosis. There's sports improvement. We've had clients that have come into our office that are now pro golfers. We've had clients come in and overcome really huge lifelong challenges. There's all kinds of things that you can do with hypnosis. We're going to talk about the different applications, and we're also going to talk about things you would maybe not want to use hypnosis for, or more specifically, when you should not be working with a client, when you need to refer out to the proper professional that can help them. We're also going to teach you powerful, quick hypnotic inductions. These are the gold standard hypnotic inductions, even if you think you know them, even if you think you are familiar with what's called an Elman Quick or a progressive relaxation induction. I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that I've taught it to hundreds of students. It's road tested. It's as simple as reading a piece of paper, and it will create that hypnotic effect and do so in a way where the client knows they were hypnotized every single time, and how to take bits and pieces and use it creatively for yourself. We're then going to talk about the art of suggestion and how important that is, how to properly create a suggestion that is likely to stick and be effective. And again, how do we know how to do this? Well, we've tested it and we've focused on what works to consistently get results with clients. And again, if you check out BayAreaHypnosisCenter.com, you will see 100+ pound weight losses where people have lost over 100 pounds, kept it off for years. You'll see multiples of those. You'll see multiples of people that have quit smoking and been smoke-free well over a decade, or resolved sleeplessness, or improved their golf game, or their ability to throw a baseball. You'll see all kinds of results with all kinds of different people from all kinds of different walks of life. We'll also talk about how to write a sermon. A sermon is not religious at all. It's the main body of suggestions in any good hypnotic session, and how to write that sermon. What is mission critical in that sermon and what you can leave out, and how to set it up in a way that is likely to be well received by the client and cause them to respond to the suggestion, which is ultimately what we care about most. We're then going to talk about how to do a proper pre-talk. You know, a proper pre-talk is this conversation you have prior to hypnosis to condition them to respond to the hypnotic process properly, and that will totally make or break your session. When starting to do the session, we're going to talk about convincers and how important those are. These are those physical experiences that let the client know, oh, I am mentally and physically responding to suggestion, and it's undeniable. And what I've found over the years of mentoring other hypnotists and coaches is most don't use them. They don't do a hypnotic test during an evaluation, and they don't really take the time to do physical convincers, and then also remind their clients that it happened. A lot of people have mild amnesia by the end of a hypnosis session, so even if you did them and didn't remind them, they might forget and just think they were kind of relaxed. Okay, and that's definitely not something as a hypnotist that you want your clients to go home and tell their friends. When their friends ask, oh my gosh, you know, you went to see the hypnotist, were you hypnotized, what was it like? You don't want them to say, well, I felt kind of relaxed. And that's unfortunately what a lot of people will report when they come back from seeing a hypnotist. So these convincers are incredibly important to do that. You'll learn what a deepener is and how to use a deepener to deepen the hypnotic state whenever necessary to help maintain the hypnotic effect you're going for. We'll talk about unconscious patterns that both inhibit the process and also can potentially accelerate the process if leveraged correctly, how to guarantee hypnosis, and then ultimately how to do that ratification at the end of the session. And ratification simply means how to walk them through understanding and coming to the realization that yes, they were in hypnosis and they were mentally and physically responding to suggestion. Okay, that's a mouthful. Now, in Module 2, we're going to talk about and focus mostly on the art and structure of working with self-destructive habits. So, we will talk about the structure of a habit. I want you to fully understand the simple overview structure of how a habit lives, how it's formed, how it's created, and ultimately how to dismantle it so that the client discontinues that unwanted behavior. We're going to teach you what's called the yes-but formula, which is a process we use to uncover hidden objections that cause self-sabotage in the person's success trail. We're going to talk about how to create a no-harm approach to transforming habits. Okay, so we don't necessarily like the language of I want to break a habit, but what we want to talk about is how to understand what was driving that habit in the first place, understand how it works, how it's living, and then understand how to change it in a very empowering way that actually gives the clients more choices, does not take any away. We're then going to talk about how to set up a direct communication with the unconscious mind, and we'll teach you how to set up yes-no signals through the finger so you can talk directly to their unconscious mind or directly to that part of the unconscious mind that's in charge of that unwanted habit like smoking or overeating, and how to use that. We will also teach you during the art and structure of working with self-destructive habits how to tackle multifaceted problems that your clients will come to see you with. And so it would be great if when people came to see you about eating, for example, that it was only eating that was affecting their ability to lose weight. But often it could be eating, it could also be stress, it could also be that they are alleviating their stress with some other habit that is ancillary, like drinking too much, which is a very common one as well, and how to work with those multifaceted approaches. Or what do you do if a client also has other major life issues that are happening that are affecting their ability to get results? What if they suffer from something like depression? Or what if they suffer from anxiety, and how you go about resolving that, working with that. We don't ever diagnose, treat, or cure as a professional hypnotist, but we can work as an adjunct with other forms of therapy, and there's a way to go about assessing and diagnosing where to start and what we should do first. So for example, there's an appropriate time when really someone will come to you for weight, and what you need to do is a stress program first so that they are relaxed enough that they can take in the information about the weight loss program and actually follow it, and how to present that to a client in a way that is going to be accepted by them and make sense. And so we'll talk about that whole dynamic of handling a multifaceted treatment approach with the client. Because again, ultimately, it's 100% about results. Now, in Module 3, we're going to teach you what's called the art of the evaluation and how to create result-driven programs that sell. And this is incredibly huge. So all of the things we're going to do in Module 1 and Module 2 will lead you up to this Module 3. Now, last year when we did Module 3, we recorded a live evaluation with someone who had found the Bay Area Hypnosis Center on the web, placed a call. I talked to them on the phone briefly and said, if you're willing to come in on a Saturday and be in front of a group of people, I'll give you a little discount, and but I'm going to ask that we record it. And that was it. That's all I talked to her about. And she came in, we recorded the evaluation, we sold her a weight loss program that was approximately $3,000 at the time. And a year later, she's still with us. She's lost a bunch of weight. She's doing great, and she's happy. So we're going to talk about how that process goes, and there is a specific art and science to how to do an evaluation. It completely determines how the program is going to go with the client. And not to spoil too much about how to create a results-driven program, but here's what I will tell you. If you are currently selling hypnosis or even coaching by the session, by the hour, there are some realms of coaching particularly if you're doing NLP type work where it might make sense to do that, and I know many professionals who do that, and so there are certain areas where it makes sense to do that. But with life-changing programs, the things people generally come to see hypnotists for, like losing weight, quitting smoking, reducing stress, overcoming a fear or a phobia, these are not something that I would ever recommend selling by the hourly session. Your success rate will go down dramatically, your income will go down dramatically, your ability to keep clients engaged in a program will go down dramatically, and it's a lose-lose for everyone involved. And so I'm going to talk about how to sell an entire program in one shot. And that's exactly what we did with Stacy last year. We sold her a $3,000 weight loss program, and a year later she's still in our care, working with us, coming in regularly. We have that feedback loop, and everything about how our program was set up for her was set up to help her get the greatest chances of success. And so that is a driving force in every single program. If I help someone to quit smoking, I want them to be able to see me or my staff as many times as they need until they are 100% done, and they've been 100% done for at least a month, because that guarantees the greatest chances of success. They're not second guessing our intentions when we tell them to come back. And of course, happy people refer lots of other people, which is why we are essentially a referral-only business at this point. So there's a lot to that. And we're going to teach you during this module something called preemptive conditioning. And preemptive conditioning is an absolute lifesaver. It takes a struggling, frustrating coaching and hypnosis practice and will transform it into a viable, sustaining, profitable, results-getting, enjoyable hypnosis and coaching environment. Because you're setting people up for success. You're conditioning them for how to be successful, and you're conditioning them for the experience to go not only the way it needs to realistically go to get results, but in a way that's going to be more fun and more enjoyable. And instead of causing stress and causing the client to act out or sabotage like they might have done in the past, it causes them to take those experiences that would have done that in the past and produced what we call a derail and bail, and turn that into a learning experience that helps them deepen their understanding and compassion for themselves, and ultimately transform out of that. And it will make your existence as a coach and hypnotist phenomenally better and phenomenally more enjoyable. So many hypnotists and coaches that I've worked with over the years, and that I know my partners Tim Halbum and Chris Halbum have worked with over the years, they put so much pressure on themselves to try and do everything perfectly, and they try to perform for the clients. And that is the wrong place to have the focus. Ultimately, where you want your focus on a day-to-day basis is on the client, on them and on what they need, and not on your performance. We want to remove you from the picture as much as possible. That makes it more enjoyable, it makes it less stressful, and that's realistically what needs to happen. Okay? So we're going to give you the framework for how to do that. We're also going to talk about how to build and manage those expectations, how to help them see the value, and how to customize the programs based on their own unique way of seeing the world. So if you have a partner, just notice for a moment that there are certain things that probably stress you out that don't seem to bother them at all. And there are certain things that maybe stress them out that don't bother you at all. And we're all a little bit different. And so this is a very critical piece to take into account when working with clients, and how to adjust your way of delivering the program, how you teach, not just what you teach, but how you teach, how you say it, how you put together suggestions, what themes and metaphors you should focus on with the client that are going to work for them and help them get results. Think of each person as their own unique river that goes downstream. We don't want to try to get them to swim against the current. We want to try to go with the flow. And that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on in Module 3. And I'm going to teach you a step-by-step process. There is an outline for that. There are a tremendous number of resources, and each step along the way is a checkpoint that ensures your chances of getting the greatest possible results with the client. And I think the results that you will see maybe linked in this below this video, or back on BayAreaHypnosisCenter.com will speak for themselves. You'll see that it is possible to see a large volume of clients. Not that I'm suggesting that you do that, but I want you to know it's possible, and to do so in a way where they're getting great results, they're happy with the process, and they're enjoying it and coming back for more. The ultimate sign of success as a professional hypnotist, in my opinion, is not that the client pats you on the back and says, "I feel great, thank you so much." It's that they got the result they came to see you for, they feel great about it, and they're coming back and asking for more. That's the ultimate sign of a truly successful interaction as a professional hypnotist. And so we're going to equip you in these 9 days on how to be a professional hypnotist. This will not teach you everything you need to know, of course, to run a clinic and see clients and administer all the programs from start to finish, but it will teach you the basic fundamentals to get going, to create your own programs, and to start to see clients as a professional hypnotist the right way, in a way that is going to make your experience as a coach and hypnotist and ultimately someone who has dedicated their lives to helping others significantly better. And if you're just coming to the course for yourself, for your own personal growth, it's going to, again, arm you with a tremendous number of tools and experiences working with other people in the class. We've got people that come from all over the world who will fly in. Some are very experienced in the field of hypnosis, some will have no experience at all. And you'll be able to interact with these people and create a community and get healing during the training, but ultimately really know what kind of healing you specifically need and how to give it to yourself, how to start to solve some of those mysteries that have maybe been befuddling you for many years in the past. And I believe that by the end of this training, for those of you who have done personal work in the past and kind of run up against a wall, you'll really understand why, and you'll have the tools and the understanding on how to get beyond that and actually get results. So I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here at NLP of California or thehypnotistacademy.com. So nlpca.com or thehypnotistacademy.com, depending on where you're watching this video. And we look forward to hearing from you soon, and we hope to see you there.